Tonight we was ballroom dancing. We had a, ain't that what you call it? Bachata. Cha-cha-cha. Jay. But we was cha-cha-cha-ing. And trust is playing a factor in tonight. It really is, because she had to trust me not to break her wrist trying to spin her. You know what I'm saying? And trying to grip her up because she's so short. You know what I mean?
In real life, y'all, I had on 5-inch heels.
5-inch heel. I had to trust her not to step on my toes.
That's true, baby. That's true.
Look, I don't know what they call them where she from, but where I'm from, they call them roach killers.
And so we had to work on trust because, as he said, we have a huge height difference. The music is very fast paced. I have on 5-inch heels, and at any given moment, I can end up on the floor. But remember, trust is about understanding me, loving myself enough to know even who I have in my circle. So I just went with it, and we did that.
And check this out. She had on 5-inch heels. I had on chum tables. I was already on the floor. So my heels was killing me.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Getting to Know Marriage.
Hey there. It's your man, Big G.
And I'm Tika. And today we are going to be talking about trust. So we had the question coming to us, how do you know it's okay, or how do you regain your trust when your partner or your spouse has broken that trust at some point in the relationship? How do you regain it, get back to where you used to be? So I will start by saying that first and foremost, I'm extremely grateful that I have not had to deal with that in my current relationship. Doesn't mean I haven't ever dealt with it in life, but I think for me, as far as regaining trust, is it possible? Absolutely, because I have, especially even like my parents, they went through their things where, you know, my dad was not faithful. This was 150 years ago. However, they are still married to this day, and they're about to celebrate 40 years. So I'm sure that it's possible. The question is, how much of a challenge is it?
Well, it's a challenge. It's a big challenge. I think it depends on, well, not I think, I know. It depends on how that other person feels, whether it's the husband or whether it's the wife. That's the victim. You know what I mean? Because some people say that they don't, if they get cheated on, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, some people, they hold that up. You know, if they get cheated on, they out the door.
Sure.
But then you got the ones that get cheated on and they stay.
Sure.
I'm speaking in steps because it all depends on the individual. Because now say the female, I'm gonna do it like that. The female is the cheater.
Okay.
Now, if the female is the cheater, as a man, I'm thinking, okay, now most women, they cheat because there's, on the husband side, there's something that's not there. You know what I'm saying? There's something missing. Whether the husband knows it or not, it's missing. Mm-hmm. And on the other guy's end, you wonder, is she emotionally attached to him? You know it can't just be sex. It's got to be some kind of emotion. Unless, I mean, you gonna know your partner, but unless there are people that do it out of spite. You know, they might go out and sleep with somebody else out of spite because they're getting you back, and then but you know that's certain. That depends on the level. Exactly. That's your level of maturity. Whether you're gonna go ahead and dip out, whether you're gonna work it out, or you're gonna manipulate the situation.
Right. And for me, I think, like I said, thank God I have not experienced this in my current relationship. However, a lot of people, particularly females, and I would say males too, I would think, probably even more so than females, because for a male, I think it's a totally different blow if they experience the female being, unfaithful to them than it is for the female.
Let me say something real quick. Hold your thought. Pause. As a man, to me, and other men have told me this too, but when I think of my wife, girlfriend, whatever, cheating on me, only thing I can picture in my brain is walking in the door, a bedroom door, and seeing another man's butt, you know what I'm saying, in between my wife's legs, you know what I'm saying?
That's the only thing you can see.
That's the only thing I can see, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it's hard to get over because women are emotional with it. Like I said, there's some kind of connection there, but at the same time, it does take two. So.
But what I was saying was, at the end of the day, no matter who it is, it doesn't, when you talk about regaining trust, okay, so it's one thing to regain trust with that same person. It's another thing to regain trust, period, and be able to move on in your life, even if you decide to go on. Because here's the thing. A lot of people, like you said, a lot of people decide, okay, I can't deal with this, so I'm leaving.
Right.
They leave, but they still never regain trust. So now they're stuck. I'm sorry, guys. Son, you can sit that right on the side. Guys, we're at home, so this is how it kind of works. So at the end of the day, you still have to regain that trust in order to be able to live your life. So one thing that I came to an understanding of, which we were talking about when this question came up, was in order to be able to honestly regain trust to the person that asked that question, you really have to come to a place where you find genuine, real security within yourself. Because, I have been cheated on over and over and over again. So in my brain, I had every reason to come into this relationship like, girl, you better watch your back because you already know how they do. Whatever that means. But honestly, I decided to do quite the opposite. So what I said was I gave 100% to everything I had, regardless of how the situation ended or what happened during that situation. I gave 100% and life continued to go on. So meaning I ended up being divorced anyway. So I felt like, why meet somebody who could potentially be what is meant for me and go into it holding on to those trust issues? Because when you have those trust issues, it doesn't matter if it's not the same person. At the end of the day, it's going to have the same impact on whoever you're with if you can't overcome those things. So I can honestly say I have zero trust issues. When I came in understanding who I am, understanding what I'm worth, understanding how much I love and appreciate myself. Not to take anything away from my husband. However, if whatever decisions he makes in life, those are his decisions. And whatever comes with that, he has to deal with that, not me. And the same thing if it was vice versa. If I decided to make a decision to be unfaithful to my husband, that's my choice. And whatever comes with that, I have to deal with. But it doesn't mean anything about him. It shouldn't. If I did that, it shouldn't make him feel like, life is over. He can never love. He can never trust. He can never move on. Because that's not true. If you learn how to really, really dig inside, that's what I feel.
You said a lot there, young lady. It starts within. It starts within yourself. Somebody cheat on you. My mind goes 1,000 miles a minute. So if somebody cheat on me, first thing I'm going to know is, number one, is why, how many times, what is it that I'm lacking, or is our communication off? What is it that I'm not doing that you want? Because like I said before, it's something that you're not getting that you want. And if I know, that's one thing. And if I don't know, then that's another thing. But it's still wrong to do it, overall. But that's my take on it. It really starts within, because if you, like she said, if you don't correct yourself first,
right,
it's gonna spill over into your next relationship. It don't matter who it's with; they're gonna catch that from your previous relationship.
Right.
So once you're able to cleanse yourself per se, and give somebody else that chance, and I always said, if they don't give me a reason to doubt them, I trust them.
Sure.
I gotta have a reason to doubt, whether it's a feeling I get inside or if it's something I physically see. I gotta have that reason to not trust you or look at you twice.
Right.
Whatever.
And the other thing, I think, if we look at it from the other perspective, because we're addressing regaining the trust issue from the person that has been, like you said, who's the victim in the situation, or, you know, whatever you want to word it. But the person that actually does the cheating. So my personal take on that whole deal is, I understand that, you know, a lot of people get into relationships at different points in their life. They grow, they mature, they change. You know, some people grow together because they are literally soulmates, and some people get together and there's the possibility of growing apart because they were never soulmates, or because they don't want to work it out. But my thing is, everybody is entitled to live their lives. I understand what the Bible says. I understand what the pastors say, what the, you know, master, whoever, however they list it about marriage and being together. And I do agree with that. I also understand that everybody does not go into marriage with the complete understanding of what they're doing, with the complete understanding of who they're marrying, to their own fault. But I believe they go into that. So I also don't believe it's okay to torture yourself just because you made a choice that ended up, you know, landing you in a not so good situation. So during those times, you may grow apart from someone. And my thing is, if you feel that coming, if you know we're growing apart, we see things differently, you're not giving me the attention. I've tried to, anybody that I talk to, any friends that I have, anybody, family that I talk to, they will tell you. I tell people all the time, give it 100%. Try your best. Try to fix it. Explain to the person what you're lacking, what you need, what you're missing. They have a choice from there. If it doesn't work, and if that person is not willing to love you the way you know you should be loved, it's okay to love yourself more and keep moving. It's not okay to cheat. So the two don't go together. If you feel like you're not satisfied, accept that within yourself and say, I deserve better, move on, and then find somebody else.
You're right. And that's a different timetable for everybody.
Sure.
Because like me and you was talking last night, you got people in different situations. You got people that's got a child with this person. You got people that's financially in debt with this person. Mm-hmm. You know, the whole 9 yards. Mm-hmm. You know, so it may take a lot longer for other people to get through it or deal with it. And then it might be some instances where you might be trying to get out of a situation and you end up getting pregnant.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying, by that person. It's a lot of obstacles that keep you from making that move. You know, because with me, I was thinking like, when you are about to make that move, when you're about to get that, you know you're getting that divorce, it's like, whew, what I do next? Okay. Mm-hmm. Oh Lord. That first initial step.
Sure,
when you got a home and, you know, children.
Yeah.
You like, where do I start first?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's the feeling I got, but you just have to take it a day at a time.
Sure. And understand, I mean, we're doing a lot of talking about cheating in this conversation about trust. But
that's one of the main
that's
issues.
one of the main things that breaks that trust. Yeah. But like he was just saying, there could be so many dynamics to that. That's why, to me, it's so important. You know, when you talk about, it's one thing if you're a teenager, if you're immature, but once you become of a certain age and, you know, life starts to become real to you, whatever number that is, I'm not going to say how old you're going to be, but whatever number that is, when you get to that point, you have to start thinking bigger. Even though life is your life, you have to start thinking bigger than you. So you have to understand that what you do has an impact on everybody. So it's not so much that you're concerned about what they think or how they feel, but for yourself. To have that peace, to have that, you know, be able to lay down and sleep at night. What you do affects people. You know, so at the end of the day, if that's where you are, just realize how breaking that trust in what you might think is just your marriage can break the trust in you and your children, you and your in-laws, you and your, you know, whatever, you and your own family. You can break a lot of trust there. So just think about it. If it's not where you are, let it go and move on. But regaining that trust is a super, super challenging thing until you come to the place where you understand my concern is me. It's not anybody else.
And I'm going to say this real quick before we go. You got two issues. When you get cheated on, you got two issues. Am I going to stay with this person, forgive this person, or leave? And then when you leave, am I going to trust that person?
Yep.
So then you got two issues, you know? That's what you got to figure out.
Yeah. And thankfully, we were both able to overcome that and decide not to bring that into our current relationship.
Because it's not fair.
Yeah, it really isn't.
It's not fair to you and it's not fair to me.
It really isn't. It really isn't. So we gave each other a fair chance, you know, from the gate. And this is where we are. It's not perfect, but it is what it is, you know. And we enjoy every moment of it. Even the moments where we have to build from the drama that we may have in a moment. But it's just a moment. It's not a lifetime. You know, our life is great. We do have some bad moments, but our life is great. But we only were able to get here because we had to leave that stuff behind and be okay with us.
That's right. We got to go, y'all. My ADHD.
So, listen, y'all, thanks for tuning in. As we always say, tell your friends, tell your mama, your sister, your cousin, your brother, your uncle. Tune into our channel right here.
And your local mechanic.
Mobile Mac Shop located at
2715 South Main Street, Concord.
704-262-3412. Give us a call. We'll take care of you. Thanks for watching. Have a good one. Trust to me is being able to love yourself enough to follow your own spirit. Being able to love yourself enough to follow your own heart. And in doing that, because you understand what you're putting out, ultimately the trust factors in with what you expect because of what you put out.
Trust to me in a relationship is pretty much being able to not second guess your partner at anything that typical people or typical situations would make you want to. That's what trust is. When you have no question, no doubt.